getting ready to go to sleep. And before, a couple hours before I go to sleep, I start to clear my mind even more so than I normally do. Clearing your mind, which I call the Essene method. I took that straight from a Steiner lecture. I mean, I don't remember exactly which one. He is repetitious for, just like I am, in a mantra-esque kind of way. Helps things stick. And he brought up the Essenes. I've brought this up probably a dozen times, and about how they would condition their minds of all, not even negative thought, all worldly, all thoughts of the day, all of their personal problems, completely clear the mind. This is more than just engaging in a meditation session. It's consciousness calibration. I use that term a lot. And, you can get ready to get in that mode. I want to be careful when I recommend, or be careful recommending stones or crystals. And because that's serious business. I had been using stones and crystals for a while, and I actually came across something. I wish I could say it was a book I was reading. It was actually a documentary on Gaia channel. Sometimes I'll subscribe to that channel. There's some decent stuff on there. I know there's a lot of controversy with their practices and things like that, but there was something on where a Native American gentleman was talking about the stones and how in his tribe, and crystals, how you wouldn't pick up a stone or a rock for like 15 years or something, for a long time. Now with my situation, with people that are waking up for ascension purposes, you don't have to wait that long, because you're going to be waking up to who you used to be. And I argue that the people that are waking up to be ascension leaders used to be a shaman, so you'll eventually be led towards which type of stone or which type of crystal speaks to you, and when you're in a hot spot, a lot of times you'll see, I can see it all the time, but you'll see waves and things like that emitting from the stones, and you want to treat them like they're living. You want to treat them like they're alive, like they're your pet. And I always say, don't go to any kind of medium or any kind of psychic that charges, but yet a lot of times when you go to a shop that sells stones or crystals, they will also offer those services. A lot of times it'll be a psychic there. And you want to basically start off by choosing a stone that talks to you. When you walk in and you're looking at crystals and stones and on display, pretend like you're choosing a cat. It'll literally speak to you. And it was kind of amazing because I had a piece of pistachio calcite when I was in hospice. I was in an institutional hospice place, like a hospital place where there's a lot of people in a memory ward, about a year ago. And I may have mentioned this before in a clip, but being that I delete most of my clips, I think it's been a while. I sat down at a table, to get the first couple of minutes of being with the guy that I go to see. He was in the lunchroom, and he was still at a table with another gentleman. Now, this guy I was seeing doesn't speak. He can say a couple words here and there, a couple phrases, but it's advanced dementia, And this other guy, whatever he had, he was one of the more coherent people. He could hold conversations, but yet the conversations might be about something that doesn't really make sense. But I would often pull out a particular stone or crystal to see if I could find the one that responded to the gentleman I was seeing. So I pulled out this piece of pistachio calcite and I set it on the table, And the other guy, not the guy I was going to see, this other more coherent guy, he moved back in his chair like this. Whoa! And I'm like, what? What's going on? He's like, the waves. I'm like, you can see that? You know, it's one of those things you don't talk about. You want to seem like you're crazy, but I've been able to see what I originally thought was air since I was 15. I thought it was a negative side effect of taking LSD at a very young age. No, I'm seeing ether. I'm seeing the ether. When I blow out, I can see it, you know? And what a relief, by the way. I want to say that too. What a relief in the past couple of years finding out that certain things that I thought might be indicative of like a neurological disorder is real. And this accumulated in the mystery teaching that I talk about without describing what it is, where someone can stand next to me and I can initiate a phenomenon. That's self-initiated. That initiates can do that. And so when I set this piece of pistachio calcite down on the table, and he just moved away like this, like it was just like he could see it stronger than I could see it, you know. And the significance of that is when you're engaging in spirit work or real medium work, grid maintenance. This means not charging anybody for any services. You sometimes. It can be such a relief when you find out someone else can see what you can see, you know? And speaking of waves in relation to the entities that are crystals and stones, the ancient, wonderful entities that live partially in this dimension and another dimension, more so than how we do. You know, oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention too is I will recommend blue kyanite. I'll recommend blue kyanite to help you go lucid in your dreams. For mystery students, dreaming is actually required. When you're going through certain types of initiation, one of the phases, which is actually shown in many crop circles, is actually a dream phase. So it's good to try to figure out how to wake up in the dream. And Dave Wilcox's book, Waking Up in the Dream, I used his method actually, where you ask yourself if you can become lucid, if you can go back into your dream. He has a very simple method. I tried it the first time, it worked, and ever since then I'm able to wake up and go right back in to my dream. But back to my point, blue kyanite is something that I'll recommend. Again, you pick up the kyanite, you introduce yourself, you don't laugh at it, you take that seriously, and it becomes part of your family. And I've also tested this with 2 or 3 people. You put it behind your head or somewhere by you, and you're going to have super intense dreams for about 3 nights. This seems to be the time frame there. Some people can't get through it, but once you get through those first couple nights, man, what a help. Blue kyanite is the most effective and intense, but also jade. There's a jade sphere I use. There's a couple different types of jade. There's the darker jade, which is a little less expensive, and then the lighter jade that has like white streaks in it. That's the more pricey stuff. The prices of jade vary. So I just wanted to talk about being careful when you go. If you really shouldn't be messing with crystals or stones unless you're on a path. You're on a path of service to others. It can be very helpful. And it seems to be a lot of people respond to malachite and the copper. A lot of people respond to copper. You can get pieces of malachite that have more copper, and azurite. I respond the most to azurite. That's my favorite stone. It's filled with crystal. It's like crystal-filled stone. And I just want to leave it at that. You got to be very careful, and you got to make sure to treat them as if they are alive, because they are alive. You can never forget that. And when you get home, you say hello to them, just like you say hi to your pets when you get home. It's a little work.